All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechakodash. Double honor to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone who do teach well. And peace and salutations to all you Akim out there pushing this truth across the four winds so we can seal the elect and make it to the kingdom. All right, it's the brother Uriah. Lord willing, coming back to you through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Lord willing to feed the body and edify the sheep in all spirit, faith, truth, sincerity, and doctrine. All right. As you can see, we're back with another reality check through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right. Because prophecy is reality and reality is prophecy. Okay. All right. And as you can see with the title, digital IDs and what is it? The MOTB. Okay. The mark. All right. The Charagma. Okay. Which is the RFID CHIP. Okay. All right. It's undoubtable. Okay. All right. Anybody that don't believe, hey, look, go get it. Go get it, man. Okay. And see what the Lord does to you, man. All right. Because it's real, man. Okay. And matter of fact, I want to start off with that. You know, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the body and it feeds the sheep. All right. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay. It's the book of Ezekiel. All right. Saint Ezekiel, chapter 33 and verse 33. And it reads, "And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them." Okay. And what is this that is going to come to pass? Well, it's coming to pass now, which is the prophecy of the mark of the beast. Okay. Which is the RFID chip. Okay. It's the RFID chip. Okay. All right. And it's undoubtable, man. Okay. Now I want to play a couple of videos and obviously you know, link it with some scriptures. Okay. And once again, Lord willing, this is edifying to the body and it feeds the sheep through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. It's here, man. Okay, it's here, man. All right. And I'm gonna say it once again. I'm gonna say it once again. All right. The what is that? What is the site? CBDC tracker.org. CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency, cbdctracker.org. Check it out if you haven't already. All right. I featured it in many and many of my lessons, man. Okay. All right. I'm going to keep bringing up that site because it's the reason why that site is up. Okay. And what that site shows is that all the nations in the world, all the nations, every nation, small or great, all right, is moving towards a central bank digital currency. And you know why? Because ultimately what's going to be introduced is that B system, okay, which is going to include that mark of the beast, which is that RFID CHIP. Okay. Now that's the first video I want to go to here. All right. Check this out.
So Elon Musk is using ICE detainees as experiments for his Neuralink project. That is coming from a video from a woman that's a really good journalist, by the way, connecting dots as to why Elon is connected to Alligator Alcatraz, ICE, and Neuralink as a whole. As I was watching that video, it makes perfect sense as to why he would use these immigrants and these ICE detainees to experiment on, because they are easily able to just disappear these people if they have to. They don't really have any documentation of even being here. So to them, they're just using these people as experiments. Any, I would say, sane American or anybody in this country, doesn't matter if you're American, whatever, nobody would go into a line.
And those people that they're using are Israelites, by the way. Okay. Preferably the northern kingdom, or the northern tribes, which are, you Spanish speaking tribes. Okay. That they call illegal immigrants. All right. You coming into this country. All right. Seeking freedom. You have no documentation. They want to deport you, but really they're storing you inside of these camps. All right. Here in America. And as you heard from the guy here, all right, they're putting those chips in you, man. Okay. Experimenting on you. All right. You see?
to a medical facility and say, yes, I want you to open my head and put a chip in it. No one's going to do it. But since these ICE detainees don't really have a safe for themselves, they can just do whatever they want with them. This is very disturbing, and I believe this is why Elon was working with Trump in the first place. I will try to pin her account name in this video so you guys can see the original video, but it makes perfect sense. You have Elon with Doge, Peter Thiel with Palantir, all these people working together to implement some type of Antichrist beast system in the future. So they're going to start using these people as experiments. Makes perfect sense.
Don't forget, you have what is that? Kennedy Jr. All right, you have that Kennedy guy and Dr. Oz in charge of the health. The Department of Health. All right, remember both of them stand firm behind the mark of the beast, man. Okay, the RFID chip, man. All right, do your research. They both stand firmly behind it. Okay. All right. Kennedy said out of his own mouth. You can look up that plenty of articles on it. Okay. That he actually openly said, as far as the healthcare, people should get chips, chips. You see? So it's all connected, man. Okay. Let me get the scripture here. All right. The book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 15. All right, and it reads, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. All right, the image is the way of life. Okay. All right. It says that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Okay. And it's talking about that first image. Okay, which goes back to what? The Roman Empire. All right. Well, they weren't chipping people in the Roman Empire. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. Okay. Now, obviously, it was a different form of it. Okay. But it's the same thing, man. Okay. Now it's going to be done through digital IDs, man. Okay. Digital identifications, man. Okay. That they're going to put underneath your skin or in your forehead, man. Okay. Continuing on, it says, verse 16, he caused of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, the whole spectrum of people. All right. To receive a mark. All right. That word mark is charagma, which goes back to charax. All right. The graven mark. All right. A stamp and imprinted. All right. That impalement underneath the skin. Right. To receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay. That word forehead goes back to the word metapon. Okay. Which goes back into the root word. Just want to show you really quickly. Meta. Okay. The like the metaverse. Right. You see, it's all connected, man. Okay, it's all connected, man. All right. Remember, the Lord is ultimately doing this. Okay, the Lord is ultimately allowing, and programming this man. Okay, which is Esau, Edom, the wicked. All right, to do these things, man. Okay, because everybody's faith is going to be tried. Okay, and if you don't have faith, you're going to take that chip. Okay, verse 17 it says, "And that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark or that charagma, that RFID chip, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." Okay. Let's go into this next video here. All right. Because what's going on, we know what's going on over there in the UK. All right. And this is firsthand information from someone that lives in the United Kingdom. All right.
Cash is about to completely disappear in 847 days as the EU have just passed new legislation into law that prohibits financial freedom. Starting 2027, you will not be able to make any cash purchases.
And remember, they have that 2030 agenda. Okay. That 2030 agenda. I believe Apostle Tahar, all right, of Great Millstone, was just speaking about that. Okay. Was just speaking about that they have that 2030 agenda. Okay. All right. And it's already 2025. Okay. We're talking about 5 years away. Okay. So they're going to start speeding things up more and more. Okay. You see, because that agenda 2030, they want to meet that goal. Okay. And as you can see, these countries are speeding up the process, man, of getting everybody chipped.
Over 10,000 euros, this becomes illegal. Also starting in 2027, which actually has already kind of started now, is every single European exchange will have to have KYC. You will no longer be able to have any self-hosted wallets or anonymous wallets.
That includes Venmo, Cash App. Okay. Ain't gonna be no savings accounts. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna store this inside of my Cash App. Nope. Yeah, I'm just gonna go into the ATM and just take some money out and stash it inside of my shoebox, inside of my closet. Nope, you're not gonna be able to do any of that. Okay, they're gonna be able to track your money. Okay, they're gonna be able to know what you're spending it on, how much you're spending. Okay, and where you're spending it at. All right, and they're gonna be able to control it.
When it comes to transacting cryptocurrency, anything over 1,000 euros will have to be state approved. If it's not, you could be prosecuted, and all of those transactions are tracked and traced. The digital euro, also known as a central bank digital currency, will be officially introduced in 2029.
2029. You heard her. The central bank digital currency will be introduced in the UK in 2029. By 2027, like she said, by 2027, all right, you're gonna have that digital ID. Okay, once the more people they get to get that digital ID, the quicker they can move towards that chip. Okay, it's happening, man.
And all of this infrastructure being put into place now is to facilitate the new CBDC. Everything analysed, everything tracked, everything traced. This is not just proposed or a theory. This is now law.
This is not proposed or a theory. Well, you guys are conspiracy theory. Nope, it's not. It's not a theory. All right, it's not a hoax. It's not fake news. None of that. It's law. See, it's law. All right. Let me get this here. Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees. Okay. When you go into that word decree, one of the synonyms is mandates or law. Okay. Who has the power to decree unrighteous laws? Who has the power to mandate unrighteous laws? Those that are in power. Okay. Job 9 verse 24. Okay. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The wicked is in rulership right now. Okay. Which is the so-called white man, woman, and child, beginning with the elite banking families and Amalek. You see those small hats over there. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness, write laws, write grievous laws, which they have prescribed, pre-written, okay, pre-planned. All right. It was all planned, man.
So you have 847 days in the EU until cash becomes contraband, and 1,308 days until a central bank digital currency is introduced. Are you prepared? I've been talking about this exact.
You see, are you prepared, man? All right. And forget this whole, carnally, are you prepared? Are you prepared spiritually? Are you prepared spiritually, man? Okay. And I'm speaking to, the Israelites that know that they're Israelites, okay, that are sincerely in this faith. Okay. You have to examine yourself daily, okay, because that hour of temptation is coming. All right. Will you be protected during that time of that hour of temptation? Okay. Will the Lord put the spirit on you not to take it? Well, you got to pray for that. Okay. You got to pray. And as I learned from Apostle Gabar, the word prayer or pray, okay, means to beg. Okay. Are you begging the Lord every single day, man? To put that spirit on you, man, to not take that mark. Okay. To not give in. All right. I want to get another video here. All right. Because that's in the UK, right? Now, this is in China. Okay. What this young lady is fit to give the info on.
Didn't take the latest experimental mRNA vaccine? Digital ID invalid. Posted misinformation on social media? Digital ID invalid. Social credit score too low?
Hold on, let me put this over.
Digital ID invalid. Exceeded your carbon allowance this month? Digital ID invalid. Voice criticism of your new technocratic overlords? Digital ID invalid.
Okay, what she's talking about is what's going on over there in China. I mean, it's a lot of people. She said, it's a lot of Moabites, all right, so-called Chinese over there that have taken a digital ID, all right, but because they have expressed certain disagreements, all right, about the government or certain places, like that place over there in the Middle East, okay, you know what I'm talking about, all right, that they've been stripped of their travel, banking, healthcare, everything. All right, and they're now homeless, fending for themselves. All right, which also proves that even if you get that digital ID, okay, you see, you're going to be monitored. You're going to be graded. Okay, it's a social credit system. All right, we've been telling you about this, man. We've been telling you about this. You see, but now it's happening. It's happening in other parts of the world, and you can bet your bottom dollar it's coming here. Okay. Matter of fact, it's already here. Okay. This right here is from www.apple.com. This is from the Apple website, straight from the Apple's mouth. Okay. Itself. It says the newsroom. Look, it says Apple introduces digital ID, a new way to create and present an ID in Apple Wallet. See, look, and there it is. All right. Doesn't this look familiar? This looks just like the digital ID that was introduced in the United Kingdom. You see that? It's already here, man. Okay. All right. They already have it here when it comes to traveling. Okay. You can't travel without a digital ID. Okay. You see? Hey, it's crazy, man. All right. But it's here, man. Okay. Let me play a little more of this.
If we allow our governments to succeed in rolling out digital ID, we will end up living in a giant open air digital prison from which it will be virtually impossible to ever escape. So I've told,
and that's what the elites want, man. Okay. They want everybody as servants and slaves, all right, while they're sitting at the top as kings. You see? They want to prolong their rulership, man. Okay. All right. But the Lord said in the scriptures, as it is written, all right, the Lord gave bounds that man cannot pass. Okay. All right. Esau's end is Jacob's beginning right after that. Okay. That's as it is written. That's in the scriptures, man. Okay. Esau can't escape that, but his pride has convinced him that he can. Okay. And that's why he's moving so fast. Revelation 12:12. Okay. He knows that he have but a short time, so he's moving very quickly. Okay. Let me grab this here and we'll end it off. 2nd Esdras chapter 16 and verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. Okay. That great multitude, that burning wrath of a great multitude is those troops. Okay. Whether they're coming in the form of FEMA troops or what is it? ICE agents. Okay. Icy hot agents. Okay. Well, that's what, we call them that, icy hot. Okay. All right. Or whatever title they want to give themselves. That's going to be that great, great multitude that has that burning wrath, that spirit. The Lord's going to put the spirit on these agents, man. Okay. All right. A great, a wrath. Okay. It said it's kindled over you. Over who? Over you people, man. Okay. As you can see now, all right, with these icy hot agents. Okay. It says, and they shall take away certain of you. They shall take away certain of you. I mean, just like this guy was saying in the video with these icy hot agents. Okay. detaining these Israelites that are undocumented here in America, all right, and using them as guinea pigs, all right, via Elon Musk and Neuralink. You see, there you go. It says, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. Okay, gods. Okay, they're gonna sacrifice you. Okay, anyone that gets that chip, you're gonna be sacrificed, man. Okay, that's gonna be your sacrifice. Okay, you see, that's gonna be your allegiance that you're gonna be pledging, all right, to the devil, man. All right, which is Esau, Edom, man. Okay, and the God that they serve, which is Satan. It's just that simple, man. Okay, but us in His truth, all right, we know the God that we serve. Okay, which is Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. All right, through His Son Yahweh Shai. Okay, all right. Verse 69, it says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach. See, just like what she's reporting about China. All right, those people they consented and got the digital IDs, okay, and they were still trodden underfoot, okay, they were still punished. You see, and this is coming to America, man. Okay, this is coming to Babylon the Great, aka America, man. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden under foot. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna end it there. Lord willing, is edifying to the body, and it fed the sheep through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekakwadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone who do rule and teach well, and peace and salutations and shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom and Abba Ball.